Look, memory can change the shape of a room, it can change the color of a car. And memories can be distorted. They're just an interpretation, they're not a record. And they're irrelevant if you have the facts.
Someone wants me. Someone roaming the streets wants me.
Your car's uglier than I am. That didn't come out right.
She's Senator Karin Housley. We love having her on the program. Senator, happy Mother's Day to you. How was yours?
It was great. We had the grandkids, and we went up to Sartell for a 9-year-old baseball tournament all day Saturday and a lot of Sunday, but it was good. The weather was good.
Weather was fantastic. How'd grandchild do?
They won their first game 24-1.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then the next two games they didn't do so well, 12-4 and 14-6 or something like that. But they had fun. There's like this great hotel up there in Sartell. It's like a huge entertainment center. My daughter and her husband and the kids. I of course didn't stay there because I'm not gonna stay with a bunch of 9-year-olds.
Screaming in the hallway.
Yeah. But the kids had a blast. There was like 4 swimming pools and 4 arcades. It's like just one huge, big amusement park in the middle of the hotel. So they loved it.
To be honest, shouldn't the association, the group, whoever decide to have a Mother's Day baseball tournament possibly be, I don't know, shot, executed, publicly humiliated in some way? That cannot.
Not happy myself. I'm like, okay, well, do we have brunch on Sunday? Or are we having dinner on Sunday? What time are you going to be there? But because they lost, they did make it back by 12:30 Sunday. So then I cooked a brunch and a dinner. So I probably would have been better off if they would have stayed and played at noon and 4 on Mother's Day. But
I give Phil huge credit. He's got you cooking on Mother's Day. This guy, he's a god in my eyes. Wow.
Well, I just do those egg bake things. Those are easy. And then he cooked beef tenderloin for dinner, and it was
nice.
So
there we
good.
go. There we go.
So good. Yeah.
Quick question. Would Phil, Hall of Famer Phil, have ever gotten a pedicure?
I have tried Al for 30 years to have him get a pedicure because I know he would love it. He has this whole process that he goes through to clip his toenails where he has to soak his feet in the tub for like a half an hour. Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? But no, that's what he does. I'm like, why don't you just go get a pedicure and you get the massage? And no way, he will not go for the life of him.
I got trapped into it. I don't mean trapped. My wife likes doing it. She got a friend. They go get pedicures, manicure, whatever. It's like, good for you. What do I care? But I'm trying to find the perfect little Mother's Day gift that I can give my bride. And we had a graduation this weekend, and we have one next weekend, and my wife will be wearing the open-toed shoes and the dress. And I'm like, how about a pedicure? How would that be? So we're going to Mankato on Friday. That's where her shop's at, Kim's. And I said, I'd like to buy you a pedicure for that. Oh, that'd be great. But graduation's like noon on Friday, so her friend still had to work. My wife took work off. I can't go do it alone. I don't want to just sit there all alone to do a pedicure. She wouldn't. And I said, oh, come on. This is the perfect gift. I thought this through. I finally had one to hit out of park. I won't do it alone. I said, I'll do it with you. She was stunned. So my wife and I rolled into Kim's nail shop, whatever it's called. Fabulous folks. 4 o'clock on a Friday. I got to admit, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I feel sad I did. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Oh my!
Just soaking in that water, and then the massage. Did you get?
I want the chair.
The chair. Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm just in there, and I'm just like, I could do this for an hour. Fine. Well, don't even mess with my feet. But then your feet in hot water for a while. Then the gal. I have ticklish feet. I didn't know that. I mean, it's a little crazy. And I will be honest. Kim's people were wonderful. The gal that did my toes were wonderful. I didn't get anything painted. I'm not that guy.
Did they?
But I got massage. Oh, God. Yeah, the buffing was good. I got good-looking feet right now. In fact, it makes me feel bad because now I think I don't know what it's doing to me. I don't dress well enough anymore. I now realize that since I got a pedicure. I have not been paying enough attention to the whole package.
I was thinking about that the other day. I think a lot of people don't pay attention to, like, what you put on is your face to the whole world. Yeah. And some people just don't care. And I'm thinking to myself, by what you throw on, you're just telling everybody, I don't care. I don't care about me. I don't care how I look. Yeah. And a pedicure is part of that. So I'm glad you took care of your feet.
I love that.
It says a lot about a person.
Can I say the only negative? Because I think you would fall under this. And I don't mean this because you know I love you. But there's a row of chairs against this wall, and that must 10 of them. And then there's a row on my wall, it's 10. And you're 15 feet away from you. You're staring right at the next person. Well, I was the only guy. So my wife and I get our 2 seats, and there's that row of women. They weren't happy I was there. Friday afternoon, their time, and it was like, really? And then, of course, I don't know what I'm doing when you put your feet. There's an international rule of somehow when they touch the back of your thigh, that means foot goes back in the water, and the other one, I mean, it's a whole hand thing. I'm new. I didn't know the language. So I'm figuring out, and they're just staring at me. They look me down. I'm looking up in the air. I'm looking down on the ground. I don't want to stare these gals in their eye because I think there's going to be a fight. It was tough.
That's not why they're staring at you. They're staring at you wondering, how did she get her husband to come here? Because we have all tried. They're not staring at you. It was you just being a little insecure for your first time having somebody touch your feet. And we were all like, I would love it if my husband would come here with me.
Oh, my God.
But nope, no deal.
I so didn't understand. So, like, the gal comes out, one goes sits at my wife's feet, and then the other gal comes over to me, and I shake her hand, and she seemed off-put by that. I said, hi, I'm Al. And she's like, gives me this look, and your name, it's Kim, or whatever it was, Lee, I think. And she just looks me down. I'm like, I think if you're going to pull toe jam out of my toes from 60 years, I should at least know your name. It seemed inappropriate. They weren't happy with me.
Well, no, especially for pedicures. If it's your manicure and you see the same person every 2 to 3 weeks, you have conversation. But with your pedicure person, you just go in, you put your AirPods in, and you open up your book, and you just go, thank you, I'll take number 3. And then you don't talk.
Then I so messed up because I can't help myself. I mean, somebody's touching my feet. She'd get to the third little piggy, and I'm like, hey, he likes to stay home. And she just looks at me like,
you did not.
I did. My wife's elbows are really sharp after all this.
Yeah.
Thing
I didn't
know you weren't supposed to
bring
talk.
Phil to a pedicure. Yeah, maybe I'd have to give him the rules ahead of time. Just zip it. Just close your eyes and zip it. Let them do whatever they're going to do.
And then one last thing. We'll go to break. We'll talk big stuff on the other side. Is evidently I tipped too much. Well, I would get the bill, and I put a decent tip. You just spent an hour massaging my feet that have not been touched in 60 years. I think you should go to college. I think you should get money to go to college. Why are you doing that? I said, oh, my God. Is that crazy? I mean, I don't know what standard is.
I think, I love tipping those people, especially if you're so happy after you leave. Why not? Because you won't be back for another 60 years. So keep it. Yeah, you divide that out. It costs you like less than a hair a day.
I actually told my wife that thing. When I'm 120 and I come back, that's when I'll give her another tip. I got to
another $40 tip. Okay.
We'll stop talking to person enough. There's a lot of stuff going on in the state of Minnesota. Like, people are saying, get to it. She's the senator. Talk to her about it. We'll do it right after this.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
Do you have a closet full of old videos, photos, slides, or films? Regain that space and preserve those memories for future generations. Visit archivinglifemedia.com or call 952-829-8018. See how safe and simple it is to digitize all your media. Gain peace of mind knowing that all those important memories will be saved and can be seen and shared again. Do it today. Check out archivinglifemedia.com or give them a call, 952-829-8018.
You don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on the Al Travis Show.
We've got our Senator Karin Housley. Senator, let's ask him real business here. I don't understand how you all will get a budget done in the next week, or even if you go overtime, with the idea that it has to be balanced. And here's my question. We have paid family leave coming out now in 2026. I haven't seen, maybe I'm wrong, a list of who counts for paid family leave. Is it the gal who acted like my mother? Was it my aunt who, raised this basically? Where does it stop when I can take time off to go take care of my... I haven't seen that. And this same group that came out and said, we think 5,000 illegal Minnesotans will take Minnesota Care. That's what we think it'll be. And it came out 17,000. We're just taking crap shots in the air about what this is going to cost, aren't we? I mean, how do you know?
We don't even have targets yet, which is, we've got less than a week left in session, no targets. How do you get a balanced budget when you don't even know what the number is? And right, that what they thought was $5,000 or 5,000 people, 17, which is still growing. And then the paid family medical leave, Minnesota Department of Economic Development, DEED and Dolly are going around to different communities and doing like informational conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday we had one in Stillwater. All of these business owners, like the anxiety level for these business owners, because you've run your business for the last 50 years this one way, and all of a sudden big government comes in and flips everything on its head and says, no, now this is the way you're going to run your business, and this is what you're going to pay your employees to get time off. What was shocking to me yesterday, what I found out is, and these poor business owners, just listening to this guy talk was so overwhelming for me. And I've been hearing it for the last 3 years, the first time for these people. But when you have a baby and you want to take your bonding time, let's say you have your baby in October of 2025, still paid family leave isn't in until January 26th. You can say, I'm going to take my 2 months bonding in June. So you don't even have to, right? You can have the baby go right back to work and take it in June. Or you can also, let's say you have to take your mother who is diagnosed with something every Friday for the rest of her life for a standing appointment. You can have every Friday off, and that counts as paid family medical leave.
And see what I don't get? What paperwork? We don't have any. This says all this fraud that's been going on. I'm now doing my job of trying to figure out how to get around the system. Somebody's going to do it. Well, no. What? Everything else, you get a couple of names, make up some names, we'll pay you checks. So how does this work? Do I have to show my employer the doctor note from my mother saying she has to be here every Friday? At least something to say I'm not screwing the system. I presume not, because that's mom's HIPAA rules. That's mom's HIPAA is not going to be busted.
And those kind of questions were asked yesterday, but that one was asked. One was, we live in Stillwater. How do I document whether or not my employee that also, let's say they do furnace and air conditioning and you're the St. Croix Valley AC. They do it in Wisconsin. They do it in Minnesota. How do I know if this person is eligible or not eligible? Do they qualify? How do I prove it? And that guy was like, well,
no idea.
No idea. So same with doctor. They say you need, a doctor's note, but to who, right?
Yeah.
To who do you give the doctor's note? To the state? It is so humongous, and people are going to be, I felt so bad. My heart was breaking for these businesses. So it was packed. There was over 200 people there at 8:30 yesterday morning, and everyone, and then the guy just said, oh, that's a more specific question. We'll get to that later. That's more specific. No. And all you can do is like mass email them. You have to go through the form online. Yeah. There's no phone number still to call. All these people had 100 questions and couldn't get them answered.
Let me throw you how we're going to mess this thing up. Because again, I think I know how to steal from this group, right? Every employer now is going to have 7/8 of 1%, 1.25% up to that, some tax coming out. So we're all going to push into this big pile of money. So then how does somebody get his money back? And here's what's going to happen. Al's going to open his new business up, which just because everybody's going to get, I got to take the same amount of tax out. It's how much you can get back out of it. So I hired two people for every position I open up. And I say to the first one, you're going to be here, quote unquote, January to June. You're going to then take off and we're going to collect that unemployment. Now, you haven't worked for me. I'm putting it on paper you did. So you're getting no check, no money out of Al's pocket except that 1%. And guess what? For the next 6 months you get paid, we're going to split that 50-50. And I'm going to do that on an alternating basis with 2 people. So it looks like I got somebody working every day. And the more people I can throw out, the more names are willing to sign up and take half. They're going to get it because there's no paper trail. Mark my words. I'm just making this up off the top of the head. This is how you steal from the state of Minnesota in this new program. Because you're like, I can't give you my mother's slip. That's her HIPAA violation. Okay, state's going to back off. We'll just send a check. There's going to be a massive amount of people making up names of people not working for them or pretending they work for them. You pay 1.5% in, and you get massive checks back.
Well, you're not going to do that. You're just saying hypothetically.
No, yeah. I'm a
But
one-man band here.
Absolutely right. I mean,
it's too easy.
I'm actually wondering how many people that were at the event yesterday were taking all of these notes, trying to find the loopholes. How can I do that? Because the state of Minnesota is one of the easiest states for us to steal from, and they have to the tune of $6 billion. And when a question like that was asked, they just said, oh, we're following what California did, or we're following what Massachusetts did. Well, it's not working. It's not working there either. It's costing the state hundreds of millions of dollars, and fraud here is running rampant. So you're right. This is where they're going to be finding the loopholes to get that 1.5 employees and get paid for 2.
That's my point. This is going to make people rich. But now let me ask you this. So how do you all balance a budget if we have no idea what this very large program is going to end up costing? We have no clue. What are they saying it's going to cost? Do we know?
No, well, they don't know. They don't know because, there was only supposed to be 5,000 undocumented immigrants, and there were 20,000. So this whole paid family leave, right? We're going to have more employees in the state of Minnesota than we've ever had before because they're going around these loopholes like you just stated. And they're going to go, wow, look at it. It's a huge success. All these people are doing it. No, it's costing the state $1 gazillion. And no, we're not going to get a budget because I think House Republicans are digging their heels in and asking those very questions you are. So I think we're going to be here well into June trying to solve that.
Let me throw the next one. Is there any talking from one organization to the next in this plan? Let's just say now, because we're giving part-time employees, let's just say a cook at the high school, unemployment for this 3 months off. Is she also say that my mother's sick in the summertime and double dip? Because how would one organization know the other one was? How would they know?
Right. And why wouldn't everybody say that's when they want to take their bonding time with their child? And
that's exactly when you said the bonding thing. I said, I'm doing that in the summertime. I'm going to get paid and I'm going to stay at home with my kid.
Well, I was just thinking, like, I could have a standing chiropractic appointment every Friday that my chiropractor says I need. And then I get every Friday off and get paid 50%. Yep. I am sure. I don't know what we're going to do, Al. It's just so messed up. I really hope the House Republicans.
You got me scared. You got me scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared because I know what's coming. And when it comes to that paid family medical leave, now I heard Senator Grant Hochschild saying about all of that crap that they passed in 23, 24, going, it's okay that we're trying to fix things now. No, we tried to tell you when you were pushing all this crap through that this was wrong and these are the consequences, and now it's happening and now you're trying to fix it, but it's already out the door. Those UI, those lunchroom workers and the bus drivers, they've now collected it. You can't take it away from them. Yep. And so it's costing hundreds of millions of dollars, and now the Democrats are in a bind, and I'm sure somehow they'll switch the messaging and it's going to be Republicans' fault. Just watch. Yeah.
Well, you get that. And the only way we're going to get around this tension you and I feel is you need to grab your husband. We're going to go get a pedicure, and it will feel much better by the end of the day. Is that fair?
I just carry my extra strength Tylenol with me now every day. I'm like, I can feel my headache coming on. Yes, I need a pedicure too. We'll all go. Your wife too. And then
we'll go to Kim's. All right.
We'll go to Kim's.
Thanks, Senator. Love having you on the show. Thanks for doing this with me.
See ya.